what is the role of a recruiter besides getting students on campus? What should they expect and ask of the recruiter when the recruiter comes to the campus?
All right. How many high school students are in the room? Raise your hand tall and proud. All right. Gosh, that's a good number of you. My role as a college recruiter is to create college awareness, making sure that you understand that college is an investment, yeah? College is an investment. You will invest time, energy, and it's not free. So what are you investing? Money. So the best thing that can happen before you start college is that you come to college with two different type of plans. Number one, what are you hoping to get out of college? A career path. Number two, depending on what type of career you are considering, will determine what type of educational requirements you will have to satisfy. So, you know, about 50% of students that start college come to college as undecided students. So my role as a recruiter is to ensure that as students look forward to college, that you have a good idea of what it is that you want to get out of college and the educational requirements. Do I need an associate's degree to become a registered nurse? Do I need a bachelor's degree to then go on to grad school? So it's about educating the student on, you know, educational levels, admissions requirements. The community colleges have free open admissions. As long as you want to go to college, you can go to college. Okay? It's making sure that you understand the enrollment processes and what resources and support services will be there for you at the college. You know, my job at the college is very unique. The only thing I don't help students with on campus is their homework. Okay, but because math, you know, a little math anxiety here. But other than that, my role as a recruiter is really to be a support system when you get to the college and before you get to the college as well, and preparing and making sure that you understand how college is going to work for you.
Okay. Follow-up question. Do you target males and minority males? I mean, we recognize that there's a shortage of minority males in colleges, and for the first time since more females are graduating from college than males. So what are you doing to make sure that we are recruiting minority males, but males in general, to come to college?
That's a tough one, to be quite honest with you. It's a really tough one. My focus as a recruiter, I primarily focus on the East Valley community, the Chandler, Gilbert, Queen Creek, Higley area. And if you're from that part of town, you know how fast we've grown out there. There's a lot of new high schools in our area that have come forward and that, you know, need our attention as well. As far as recruiting specifically for male minorities, I try and share my example with those students who I reach. And being a first-generation college student is really all that I can do right now, and share my personal story with those students who I come in contact with in the community through community events, and in the high schools with those students who are allowed to you know, be excused from a class to come in and listen to a college presentation in the Career Center, in the cafeteria, in the assembly, wherever they give me an opportunity to connect with students, we're there. And so I also, at different times, I like to bring current college students with me to certain events so that they too can share their testimony about, you know, how it is that they got to where they're at now in college, so that students can relate, students can feel, can find comfort, and ask open questions.
Okay, thank you. Bo, you work specifically with the American Indian Center. What role does that center play on your campus, and are those services available at all campuses?
First, let me say that the idea of the American Indian Center is one of a family or a community. American Indians, for the most part, will come to school, come to college with a conflict in how they see the world with how the college operates. So this kind of conflict extends itself into anything they do, going into the classroom or whatever. So they're not really used to a lot of individualism that sometimes we maybe over-promote in higher education. So we try to bring back this idea of family and community and give them this kind of comfort and familiarity that they're used to. So we do our best to be role models for them and talk to them about whatever they want to talk about. So I think that's the biggest part that we play for them, plus a number of other things that these gentlemen are talking about, recruiting and focusing on the males and financial aid and what have you. So that's primarily what we do as a center, is to try and serve as a family kind of place where they can come and feel very comfortable. I think at most of the colleges, they do have similar kinds of people who may wear a lot of hats, who do the same thing. The only other really organized or formal Indian Center would be at Scottsdale Community College. Otherwise, there are designated people at each of the college who understand and will work with the American Indians. I know that situation is here at Glendale. So people who understand and are willing to work with American Indian students are there in each of the colleges.